Era.
So, as the team continues preparation for the first game against Portugal on Thursday, we engage the Vice President of the Ghana Football Association, who also happens to be the Management Committee Chairman of the Black Stars, and the Technical Director of the Ghana Football Association. The Vice President is Addo, and the Technical Director is Benhard Lippert. I don't know whether I should say gentleman or well, I know Mark is 70 years.
70?
17. You can still play for under 17.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you suit me with the right material, I'll play.
Yes, and I know Benhard is prepared for under 20. Thank you very much for your time. Mark,
thank you.
You have been in front of the entire organization for this particular World Cup. Tell us how hectic it's been, together to ensure Ghana becomes successful.
Yeah, protocols you have to follow with FIFA, and there's a whole list of procedures that you have to follow. We continue to put in place all the structures and all the resources available to us, and also from FIFA, to ensure that the team is fully prepared for this tournament. What you also have to understand is a lot of times people don't really see the behind the scenes. There's a whole support group that works behind the scenes to ensure that the team is physically and mentally prepared for games like this or for tournaments like this. And we continue to work on a daily basis. The technical team continues working every day, throughout the night, making sure that their preparation is at the highest level. And I can assure you that the team will be ready come when the tournament will start our games.
Come back to you, but let me go to Benhard in a jiffy. I know, obviously, the expectation of every Ghanaian is to see the Black Stars win their games. From the technical, watching this team and considering the game against Portugal.
Of course, Portugal is a very strong opponent, and we know this. It's one of the big players in Europe and in the world. But with each and every day, the team looks from day to day more sharp, very focused, very concentrated, and with these new individual players, we raise the level of this team that I'm pretty sure that we can compete with all teams here in this tournament.
Mark, I come back to you again. Benhard is, highly confident that from what he's seen from the team, technically, we are preparing very well for the clash against Portugal. You have watched Portugal, you have watched the Black Stars. From the last game the Black Stars played against Switzerland, and from the last game that Portugal played against Nigeria, looking at these two teams, how optimistic are you that the Black Stars are in for a very good game against Portugal?
Okay, so I need to qualify this. These two games first, as they are friendlies.
Yeah.
So friendlies gives you a perspective, but it doesn't give the true picture, because every coach is varying players, varying systems, and depends on where and how the game is played. You may see glimpses of what they want to do. So nobody wants to truly show you everything. But if you look at the performance of the Black Stars against Switzerland, just in snapshots, not in the totality, you get a sense that this is a very balanced team. Even without the top players like Kudus and Partey playing, in our midfield, you could see a very structured team. You see glimpses of potential that they have, that they could play any top team in the world. I mean, after all, Switzerland's rated 15, and you saw from the game that in snapshots they could play any top team in the world. If they maintain the same structure. You look at Portugal too, against Nigeria. Of course, they had moments where they were quite brilliant. I mean, I think Portugal parade some of the best players in the world. So it will be a very interesting game, and I think it will boil down to who wants it that badly. And I know football is always a game of inches. It depends on a lot of things that have to happen in place, but who really want it badly to win that day. And I think our boys are fully committed, and they are really focused, and I think they will show up. They will show up and defend the flag of Ghana that day. I mean, in that any circumstance, no matter what happens, they will show up and play their hearts out. I'm very confident they will make us proud on that day.
Benhard, Ghana is the youngest team at the World Cup with an average age of 22. Portugal has one of the oldest players at the World Cup in the shape of Cristiano Ronaldo, and he happens to be one of the best players in the world. Considering the fact that Ghana is the youngest team and Portugal has an experienced team, what do you see will be the potential of Ghana and the strengths, if we should ask?
Do you ask me especially for this match now? Or for the future? For the future, I can tell you that we will be a big power in African football if I see all these young players here. Especially for this match, I can tell you that age in a World Cup doesn't make a difference at all.
Yeah.
Age is not playing, it's only quality.
Okay. Now, mentioning age, we have only two players from this particular squad in the shape of Andre Ayew and then Jordan Ayew, who were at the previous World Cup, that is in 2014, and they are the only two players to be part of the Ghana team at this particular World Cup. Compared to Portugal, it's not like that. Portugal have got a lot of players who played in the last World Cup and are still with the team. They are quite experienced compared to Ghana.
This is true, but it doesn't matter. For me, it's important which team spirit you bring together.
Yeah.
And I have the feeling we have an amazing team here with a very flat hierarchy, but still you have leaders in the team. Of course, it's important that one or two play the World Cup before, but I think if you stand as a team together, you can grow from match to match. And I have a very positive feeling that we are able to do this.
We are engaging the technical director of the Ghana Football Association. The technicalities of the game are drawn by him. He directs whatever technical programs go on in Ghana, Benhard Lippert, and the vice president of the Ghana Football Association, Addo. They are giving us their perspectives with regards to the Black Stars and the first game against Portugal. My final questions for them, I'll come to Mark first before I go to Benhard. Mark, all over Ghana, there seemed to be a new wind blowing, the wind of confidence, the wind of optimism, the wind of yes, we can do it. Is that not putting some pressure on the team, or does it make it positive for the entire group?
Okay, so, I mean, end of the day, I think the technical team have put together the best of the best. These are boys that play at the highest level of football across the world.
Yeah.
So they are not fazed or they are not intimidated, by names. And so you can see how they even play Switzerland with all their big names. They will play, and they will play as if their lives depend on it because they are professionals. These are all true professionals. In terms of pressure, I think they deal with pressure every day. If anything at all, it's the president and the council that deals with, what 30 million coaches every
Yeah.
day, and you know, with so many radio stations every day talking about the Black Stars. But in a way, too, you can understand because you know that it is one thing that makes people happy.
Yeah.
Black Stars, when they win, is the only thing that makes the people happy. So you truly can understand that the expectations of people that they want to see the Black Stars win all the time. You know, and I can fault them because it's happiness. Everybody wants to be happy. So we just have to make sure that we provide the resources and the support and the infrastructure, and of course with the government support to ensure that the team always perform at the highest level, and hopefully we get the results as well that comes with it. So it has to be a win-win. It has to be a more collaborative approach, you know, in sort of providing for the national team as well as the other junior teams as well, because it's a feedstock that comes with the national team. And if we work through those channels and we get the right resources and support with government and of course the FA, you know, led by the president, we will definitely have a long way ahead of us. But the whole essence or the whole plan is to ensure that we continue to provide quality players and quality team with a technical team that supports it at all levels, so that we can also make the people happy all the time.
He is not a technical man, but I am sure you are nodding your heads with regards to how he answers the questions and how he's tackling them. I have a personal compliment for him, but that will be after this particular recording. I go back to Benhard for his final words with regards to how the team is preparing. Benhard, you are a technical person. When preparing for a big game of this nature, what goes on in the minds of the players and how do you control it?
I think the players, they play every week on the highest level. They can control it for themselves. In a preparation for a World Cup, it's the coaching staff who always has to talk to them, to bring them down, let's say, get the right mental level for the first match. Sometimes you are too over-motivated, sometimes you are not, but so under-motivated nobody will be in the first match. But it can sometimes
Nice.
stop your quality of performance when you are too much motivated or too nervous. But I think we have enough experienced coaches here who can bring the player to a top level from the first match.
So you heard from the technical director of the Ghana Football Association, Benhard Lippert, and the vice president of the Ghana Football Association, who also doubles as the management committee chairman of the Black Stars, Mr. Mark Addo. Stay with us, we'll bring you home.